Hello everybody, this is Sylvie from learnhowtogetascholarship.com. Today you're going to learn 5 things that you must know before applying for any scholarship. This is very important, so make sure you watch till the end. Number 1, if you wish to apply for a scholarship, where do you start from? This is a very important question, and this is a question that I have gotten so many times. So I'm going to answer this question in 2 ways. First, there's a general answer to it, and secondly, there's a specific answer to it. So generally, you just go through search engines. Google search, Baidu search, Safari search, all of these are search engines. You can use any of this to search. Go there and just type in scholarships for international students. When you type that in, lots of information are going to come up, and this information are coming from blogs that post about scholarship, announce about scholarship. Learnhowtogetascholarship.com may actually pop up there also. So what you have to do is go through the results that will come out in this search. Read through. You're going to see so many scholarships that are available. But one thing that I want you to remember is that these websites are publishing about scholarships. They are not the official scholarship providers. So you cannot come to a website that is providing information about scholarships and you are telling them that, oh, this is my CV, this is the documents I want to apply for. No, all they are doing is providing you with information. So when you go to each scholarship, read it till the end, read it right through till the end. And usually at the end of the post, sometimes you will see click here to the official scholarship page, click here for more information. You're going to see that on some website it's actually written there, start your application here, and when you click on it, it is going to take you to the official website of that particular scholarship provider. So there is a difference between websites that publish about scholarships and websites that are the scholarship providers. And that takes me to the second part of the answer, which is specifically, you can go to like the university website, to the foundation website, to the corporation website, or to the government website. These are the websites where they announce this particular scholarships. But the thing about other scholarship providers, or maybe all these websites that publish about scholarships, is that they monitor the entire web to see what are the new scholarships. So it is easier to get scholarships from them. But if you don't want to go through that general process, you can just go straight to the website. For example, my scholarship is a Japanese government scholarship, right? If you go to the website, like the MEX website, they are going to announce there when the scholarship is out. So what other blogs do is they monitor, oh, the Japanese government scholarship is out right now, so let me go ahead and apply for it. So that is how it happens, and you need to know that particular process when you apply for scholarships. The second question is, can I apply for a scholarship without an IELTS or like a TOEFL score? I have heard so many students ask this particular question, so I'm just going to address it here. Firstly, yes and no, it depends. So if you are applying for a scholarship and you wish to go study, for example, in an English speaking country, for example, you want to go study in Canada, Australia, or the USA, these are English speaking countries, right? So they are trying to make sure that you understand the language, which is the main language of communication in that country. So if you apply for scholarships in that country, in those countries, they are going to ask you if you have a TOEFL score. They are going to ask you if you have an IELTS score. Those are the things they will ask you for. But if you apply for a scholarship, for example, to Japan, or where I am, or you apply for a scholarship to China, it is not that. Sometimes you can actually get away with it, but the issue, which brings me actually to the second issue, which is what is the language that you will be studying in, right? Okay, let's say that you're going to be studying in Japanese. They are not going to ask you to take an English test. They are not going to ask you to show the TOEFL score. But if you are coming to Japan, or you're maybe going to China, or some country that is not predominantly English speaking, and you will be studying in English, they want to check to make sure that you can actually do like higher education work in English, and especially when you're coming from a country where English is not your main language of communication. They want to make sure that you're able to study in that language. They want to make sure that you are able to communicate in that language and you can finish your study within that particular given time. So you will see most times they are going to ask you like, okay, so give us like your IELTS score. With me, I am a MEC scholarship grantee. I did not show any IELTS certificate or like a TOEFL certificate, but we had to write an English exam at the Japanese embassy in my country. So even if you don't show it, they want proof that you can speak in that particular language or you can communicate in it. And it was like 60 questions in 60 minutes, and that is how those exams are, right? The TOEFL, the IELTS, that is how those exams are. So they give us this type of TOEFL like exam and then see who scores the highest. And if you're able to score the highest there, then they know that you can actually speak English, you can communicate, and you can do like higher education in English. So just make sure of what scholarship that you're applying for. If you don't want to apply with an IELTS, that is how you can work your way around it. And also some universities, some people are coming from countries where it is not predominantly English speaking, but they studied in English, and their universities provide what is called like an English proficiency certificate. So if your university provides an English proficiency certificate and you're applying for a scholarship that requires that you show an IELTS certificate or a TOEFL certificate, what you should do is send an email to the people that you're applying to, those scholarship people, and tell them that, okay, I don't have an IELTS score or test, I've not taken it, but I have an English proficiency certificate because that is the language that I studied in. And ask them that, is that okay? If they say no, that is when, okay, you don't have a choice, you have to go ahead and apply for it. But if they say yes, then you're good to go. You can apply without the IELTS. The third thing that you must know before applying for scholarships is, how do you prepare yourself to apply for scholarships? It is so important. I cannot stress enough how important it is that you prepare yourself to apply for scholarships. If you are going to be applying for scholarships at the undergraduate level, you need to start preparing when you're in high school. If you're applying at the master's level, you need to start preparing while you're an undergraduate student. If you are applying at the PhD level, you need to start preparing while you're in your master's. Why do I say that? It is important to prepare for those things ahead of time because your grades are important. You need to work on your grades regardless of whatever thing. Scholarships come down to like getting your foot in the door is getting good grades. So that is like the baseline. If you're able to get that baseline, then you can be able to proceed. So it is important that you make sure that you prepare as much as possible, like the degree before, in order to get to the next level. And then the other strategy that I'm going to give you all is, when you are, and let's say you're in high school and you're preparing at the undergraduate level, you want to apply for a scholarship when you go to undergraduate level, familiarize yourself with scholarship websites. Go to those scholarship websites, read about each scholarship, make a list of 50 scholarships, come up with like a template, put it there, 50 scholarships that you want to apply for. Write down the names of all of these scholarships and then put like in another checkbox, put there what are the qualifications. Let's say that you want to apply for the Japanese government scholarship. You put it, one, Japanese government scholarship. What is the eligibility criteria? Write it in there. What do they want? What are the things that they are looking for? And then on the next column, ask yourself, do I have these things? How ready am I for these things? So you see that when you're able to prepare that and do that for scholarship 1, scholarship 2, right through to scholarship 50. Then when you're able to have a template with 50 scholarships, then you now start looking at it and judging yourself like, okay, this is what they want. In this particular scholarship, they want 3.8 GPA. I don't have that yet. So, okay, probably I should fix this up. This other scholarship, they want that students should be able to have have maybe had some community experience. I don't have it. So how do I fix that? So you see that the preparation process to get the scholarship is so important, that when you're able to get ready for it while you are in like the previous level, by the time you are applying for the scholarship, you will be an ideal candidate. And also check, do they need recommendations? That this particular scholarships, do they need recommendations? Because if they need recommendations, then you have to go ahead and get it. So it is very important that you strategize ahead of time. The next question is, should you pay to apply for scholarships? I have heard so many scholarship seekers ask this question. The thing is that you have to remember, I've been doing scholarship, I've applied, I've interviewed people for a long time now. I have never seen a scholarship where you have to pay to apply for. Most scholarships, the application process is free. But the issue is that some scholarships require that you apply to the university first, and then after applying to the university, you apply to the scholarship. And sometimes university applications have their application fees. For example, the Swedish Institute Scholarship, the application for the scholarship itself, they don't charge. But if you want to apply for universities in Sweden, you need to pay. It is the same thing in Japan. Universities require that you pay an application fee. So in that case, where you have to apply to the university before you apply to the scholarship, then you will have to pay some money. However, I have seen that there are so many education consultants, scholarship consultants, and that is their business. They do it to orientate students about how to get scholarships, where to search for scholarships. So in that case, you are not paying for the scholarship, but you're paying for the consultants' services that they are providing to you. That is what you are paying for. So if you choose to work with a consultant throughout your scholarship application process, know that what you're paying for is that consultant's service and not for the scholarship. The last thing that I have heard many scholarship seekers like complain about or are worried about is like, oh, they feel so nervous. They don't know if they should apply for a scholarship, if they are worthy of getting a scholarship. Listen. Don't be nervous. Don't be nervous. These people want to give you money. They want to fund your project. They want that you should actually go and study in whatever country. And I want you to think about it like, it's not like they are out here just doing charity though. It is not just like charity. Of course, they are going to help facilitate your studies and all of those things. But the thing is that when let's start with, for example, governments. When governments provide scholarships, they are helping to build their soft power, right? So we'll talk about when we talk about hard power, we are talking about military might, economic might. That is hard power. But here, countries are trying to build their soft power. So all the students that, for example, if they give scholarships to students from all across the world, let's say it's like 10 in every country. What happens is there are how many countries in the world? Like 100 and 50 something or 100, I don't even remember. But just imagine that this is like 10 students from every country each year. What happens is you have this at the end of every year, they have about 1,000 people from different parts of the world who are extremely smart, because they choose like some like really smart people who have a kind of affinity to that country. They have this kind of gratitude to that country. They have this kind of love for that country. So these people will be forever ambassadors of that country. They will always have this, they will speak well of the country, they will tell people, and when they put themselves in, like maybe you become a minister or president tomorrow, you will always still remember, oh, I studied in Japan, the Japanese government gave me my scholarship. So these countries are helping to build soft power. It is the same thing also with businesses. I'm sure you all have heard about like corporate social responsibility, right? Yeah, CSR is important to companies, and companies have to rank in those metrics that, okay, what are the good things you're doing? Are you helping some students to go to school? Are you doing some charity works out here, those metrics are important to companies, so they look like this very good people out here, right? So they want to give you this money because it also helps them achieve their goals. It's the same thing for universities. Universities want international publications. They want these international corporations to show that, oh, we have scholars from all parts of the world. Our publications has this person from this part, this other person from this part. Those things help to rank them well in the internationalization of their universities. That is why they provide these things. Foundations which provide scholarships, they have donors, right? Foundations raise their money through their donors, and mostly at the end of the year or at the end of each quarter, foundations have to show up like, okay, this is how we use the money. We use the money to do this, to do this, to do that, right? So they have to give you the money. They have to somehow give that scholarship to somebody. They have to look for people to give those scholarships to. So don't feel nervous. Don't feel like, oh my God, I am not worthy of this. Or yes, they are changing your lives. You are going to be achieving your goals, as well as they too are going to be achieving their goals. So it is like a win-win situation for everybody here. So please, please do not feel nervous. Thank you guys so much for being here. Was this helpful? If it was, please do well to subscribe. Also hit like the like button such that YouTube can, its algorithm can favor this video and show it to many people. And also, this is like the introduction to my channel, so I do scholarship videos. Thank you all for being here. Check the channel, go through, see what other scholarships are there. I'm going to see you in the next one. I love you all.